Hello artists, today we are drawing and collaging a me map inside of a suitcase. This me map is all about you and the places you have lived or visited. If someone were to ask you where you are from, how would you answer? How simple is that answer? Our memories are very rooted in our locations. I bet when you think about a special memory, you also think about the place that it happened. Our identity is shaped by the environments that surround us. First, I want you to think of a special memory, and then I want you to describe the characteristics of the location where the memory takes place. These characteristics could be natural, like lakes or mountains, or man-made, like bridges and roads. The first step in creating our me map is to transform a cereal box into a suitcase. Use your scissors to cut one long edge and one short edge of your box until you have a flap that opens and closes. Now, we don't want our suitcase looking like a cereal box anymore, so let's cover it in paper. You choose what the outside of your suitcase will look like. Notice how I'm laying my box down on the paper and I'm tracing around it so that I can get the size of the paper just right. I'm also tracing around the skinny sides of my box to cut pieces of paper that are going to fit there too. Once the outside of your box is covered in paper, you may also use tape, stickers, markers, or pencils to decorate the outside. Sometimes people like to decorate their suitcases with stickers of places that they have visited. Don't forget to create a title for your map. It doesn't have to look like mine. Also, don't forget to write your name or initials somewhere on your artwork. Next up, we are going to brainstorm and sketch ideas for the map that goes inside of our suitcase. Using your brainstorming sheet, answer the questions. You might have more than one answer for each of them. When you sketch, it also might be helpful to have a reference. A reference image is a useful tool for an artist because it's often really hard to draw right from your imagination. Here I am looking up a picture of a ginkgo leaf. Remember, these are just rough sketches, so you don't need to spend too long on them. Now that we've sketched, grab a piece of paper and fold it in half, skinny hot dog style. Once you've done that, unfold it and fold it in the other direction, hamburger style. Open your paper back up and you're going to fold your top and bottom halfway so that they meet in the middle. Your paper should have 8 sections at the end. In each of the sections, draw a symbol that represents a location that is important to your identity. For example, I drew a blue crab to symbolize Maryland, the state where I was born, and a peach to represent the house I grew up in, which had a big peach tree outside the kitchen window. I like to start drawing with pencil just in case I need to erase, and then outline with a marker or pen so that the drawing really pops. You can add color with whatever art supply you like best. Save the last box for your map key. A map key explains the symbols of your map. For example, on my key, I wrote that the blue crab represents the state of Maryland. Make sure that all 7 of your symbols are explained in your key. Now that the drawing and coloring is done, it's time to cut all the pieces out. You don't have to cut right on the line. In fact, it's much easier to leave a small white border around your image. All of our symbols are cut out, so let's start assembling the pieces. Choose some background paper for the inside first to cover the brown parts of the box. Make sure that your paper choices are meaningful. I incorporated a map of Kentucky that I found in a book, and I drew a starry sky which reminds me of the clear skies of the countryside. Glue all your symbols down to the background. Lastly, I want to connect all the pieces of my me map with a string and some tape. Don't forget to park your tape on the sharp teeth at the edge to rip it. You do not need a very long piece. By connecting each symbol to the next, I show that every place I have lived or visited has played a part in growing the person that I am today. Remember that you are the artist and you have the great ideas. Your artwork will look very different from mine, and that's okay. Most importantly, have fun while you're creating.